Hello, it's Missladypetal's blog this week. Oh, it's been such a busy time. I finally finished off all my journal pages for journaling Krazy Island style, and I now have bound my book. Now I'm going to do a separate promo for that particular bookbinding class, but I'm very excited about it. I'll save the show and reveal of the outside covers for the promo, but I can say that that class will be free to Journaling Krazy Island style subscribers in December, but it will be released as a standalone paid class for all of you that like to work loose leaf like me. Because honestly, I've had so many people say to me, well, you're working loose leaf, Pebeo, and I've got all these loose leaf pages that I've used all different kinds of paper on and really enjoyed, but they're just sitting in a folder somewhere and I don't know what to do with them. Well, this particular course about how to bind loose leaf pages into a book is for you then. And that'll be available on Krazy Island University from the 1st of January next year, 2015. So, the first of my online standalone classes will be available at that point. I'm excited about it. And I'm excited about the fabulous response I'm getting for Technique Friday. It just spurs me on to continue to go further and further. I've started off this week with reds. So tomorrow for journaling, for my Technique Friday class, we'll be focusing on the colour red, what works, what doesn't, how it sits on the colour wheel, and a particular blending technique that I use. So each week in my Technique Fridays, I'm going to be doing a different blending technique. Last week it was all about paintbrushes and the way that I blended colours at the end for background for a journal page. This week, stay tuned, it's different again. So you'll have to watch the class to be able to find out what it is. Because of course if I tell you it all now, you won't watch the class. And it's worth doing it. And if any of you want to do a Technique Friday journal, I highly recommend it, because I'm doing questions from my subscribers. So I've got some subscribers that kind of want to know how to do certain things, and I figure if I do a weekly series doing what my subscribers want, then of course more of you are going to watch it, because you're the ones that are driving the content on my channel. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yay! President Putin has left Australia and the G20 conference was amazing. I sat and watched President Obama's speech, and for everyone that says he's impotent, and you know, in the US the elections have just come in and now the Democrats have lost the balance of power in the Senate and Congress, and everything's controlled by the Republicans, but as an orator, so if I just take all of that aside and just listen to him as an orator, he was fabulous and very electric. Yeah, I really enjoyed his speech. Apparently the Russian battleships and warships have left the international waters off the coast of Darwin. so great, we weren't attacked while that was all happening. What's with that anyway? And apparently the Indian president, the new Indian Prime Minister, is having like a rock star reception with great big stadiums filled with Indian people who are just like doing these Bollywood dances and singing and dancing, and I'm like, woohoo! Along with the German president doing selfies at bars around Brisbane, which I'm sure you've probably already seen the photos of, and we've got the Chinese president signing a free trade intent. So it's not the actual agreement yet, it's the intention to have an agreement. They've only been talking about it for 10 years, mind you. Well, we can't rush these things, can we? So, apart from all that funny stuff going on this week, I'm finishing off my journaling Krazy Island style for 2014. Yay, I'm ahead! I now am going away for an artist weekend up at Tambourine this weekend. and I'm joining my gorgeous friend Vicky McBride up there this weekend. I'm going to take my video camera and I'm going to film a little bit about what happens on the retreats, because I'm thinking of running an artist retreat next year where I do a class, and I need a minimum of like 20 people to make this happen. But I'm going to show you roughly what the facility is like and what it will be like and the surrounds and how gorgeous it is and why I keep going back there. And then I'll talk about whether or not I have enough people in Australia that live locally to me, or even interstate a little bit, that want to do something like this, where I can teach you some things and we have more than 5 hours to spend and then some time to relax and talk and do your own thing. I love that. I love that about the thought of going to Tambourine. I'm going Friday afternoon and not coming back till Sunday afternoon, 2 full days, and I'm loving it. I look forward to these every year. But I have these bunch of projects that I'm taking with me. So I'm taking some letter journals with me for my Australian letter journal group. They should arrive before I leave. So thanks, Lou, for sending them. Yay! And I'm also taking a couple of canvases up there that I want to get done for Christmas presents. And I bought like an artist box as a Christmas present for one of my nephews. But when I opened it up, it wasn't smooth, so the wood's a bit rough, and I thought to myself, if I paint that, then I'm going to have to sand it back, paint it, sand it back, paint it. I'm going to have to wet it, sand it, wet it, sand it, wet it, sand it before I paint it. So I'm debating about whether I will actually put all that effort in to do it, or whether I just say to him, graffiti it at your will. Because last year I did him a big canvas with his name done in graffiti, which was pretty cool. And he really liked it. So, and he's really into art. You know, one thing I love, my kids are a little bit into art, but nowhere near as much as what my nieces and nephews are, particularly my 5-year-old niece, who I just gave a handmade journal to and some journaling elements and and a box that she's to paint. And we're going up to spend the weekend with my brother and his family, not this coming weekend but next weekend. And my niece Sarah has already said to me, I want you to paint this box with me, Auntie Peter. You gave it to me, now we're going to paint it. So I'm going to take up some paints and some stencils and some stamps and do some cool stuff. And I'm sure she's going to have lots and lots of fun, and so am I. And you know what? What have I been doing this week? I'm cleaning. I'm cleaning this week. All this week. Oh my gosh. It's like I'm having a rest right now so that I can film this. I'm cleaning my house, you know, because I'm an artist, right? So I don't need to live, you know, I've seen lots of your desks, right? They're complete messes, right? Well, my whole house is a bit like that because I'm an artist first and a cleaner second. So I don't like to clean. But my husband is having 12 blokes here for a geek weekend this weekend, which basically means they're going to be gaming, computer gaming and farting, telling gross jokes. So you have to be over 18 to get into one of these weekends. 12 blokes here. They're completely moving everything out of my lounge room. Even someone's going to be sleeping in this studio, so I have to keep the floor clear at least for a single mattress on the floor. I have to clean up the entire house because we have all these bodies sleeping in the house, and the whole lounge room area and my husband's study will be gaming and computers, and OMG, I tell you what, they move all the furniture out, and I'm glad that they're all arriving on Friday morning because they all get to move all the furniture for me and I don't have to do it. Yay! But what I have to do is pack up all my stuff and my projects that I'm doing, put it in my car and make sure that's all done kind of before they get here. But if it's really hot, I won't, because I don't want all my you know, artists mediums and stuff to like cook. It can change the chemical nature. If you apply a lot of heat to your products, even with the lids on, it really will start to dry them out. But it can also change the chemical composition of your gessos and mediums and paints, and it can make them separate or clog or You just don't want to apply too much heat to them, which is why I have a ceiling fan in my studio, and on really hot days where you see me saying it's really hot, I open the door when the big air conditioner in the house is on, and that cool air filters in so that this room does not heat up like a Dutch oven. Yep. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward. And you know what? Those guys, even though they like completely change my house around, I end up with all this free food at the end because they buy all this food to have over the weekend, and then all of the leftovers stay here, and then they clean up before they leave. And I was impressed. I've had one here before. There wasn't as many guys, so there's more guys because there's guys coming from all over Australia this time, whereas last time it was only Southeast Queensland local guys. But they left my house looking better than what I left it. So I was impressed. So guys, I'm impressed. What else am I doing? I'm planning for Christmas. I've decided this year I'm not making a Christmas cake because I've left it too late. I've been painting rather than cooking this year, and I haven't left myself long enough to soak my fruit, unfortunately. I like to soak my fruit from like July or August. So I haven't done that yet. So I'm not going to do it. So sorry everyone. I'm not going to do it. And I'm doing a really short blog this week because honestly I'm doing it midweek and my whole week hasn't completed yet. So you'll probably get a longer vlog next week. So I'm going to sign off now because I have more cleaning to do. So ciao for now from Missladypetal, and I'll see you next week.